Hi my darlings, welcome, välkomna, добро пожаловать. My name is Samantha Rogers. Today it's Friday and I have another true crime story for you guys. So happy to be back. Missed you guys. Last week I took a much needed break. Sometimes my brain and my heart just needs a little break from all the true crime. But I'm happy to be back here in my cozy spot talking to you. I also want to tell you guys that I now have a Amazon front store. Pretty much all the things you see, this light, this bed frame, all of it is from Amazon. So I'm going to leave the link in the description box to my Amazon front store, and you can shop all of my fitness gear, home decor, beauty, all of my creams, makeup, fashion as well. Everything that I basically purchase from Amazon is up and listed there. So you guys can go and check it out. So today's video is a unsolved true crime story. I actually heard of this. This is a very recent case. This happened this December, or the past December in 2021. And I was hoping that this case would be solved. I was hoping and waiting because, to me personally, this feels like a very open and shut case, but unfortunately not. So I'm bringing awareness to this case today. It's a very tragic case, a very unfortunate case, and very sad that it's not only did the family lose their only daughter, the whole case is basically botched from the get-go. So without any further ado, my darlings, let's jump into today's case. So today's case takes place in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and the year is 2021 on December 12th. So this case is about Lauren Smith Fields and her tragic death. So on December 13th, after I think 24 or maybe even 42 hours of Lauren's family tried to reach Lauren on her cell phone with no response or nothing, and her social media was basically no post, nothing, they became extremely worried. So on December 13, 2021, they came knocking on her door. And upon arriving to her apartment, her family saw a note that says, if you guys looking for Lauren, contact this number. So they did. They called the number. It was Lauren's landlord. And the landlord came up and basically told the family the tragic news of Lauren passing away. The landlord also had a number to the lead detective on Lauren's case. And of course, the family immediately are, first of all, in shock. They definitely didn't expect their daughter being deceased, and now they have a lead detective. So is this a murder case? Like, they were basically confused and shocked. So they called this detective, and he basically explained that, yeah, they found Lauren unresponsive in her apartment early in the morning the previous day on December 12th. And she was hanging out with a man that basically a date that she had at her apartment, and she met this guy on Bumble. But don't worry about it, he's a very, very nice man. And the detective also said that he would be at Lauren's apartment to basically meet up with the family. According to Lauren's mother, they waited for that detective for about 5 hours. And mind you, when they first got to Lauren's apartment, it was already evening. I think it was around 8 or 9 p.m. when they knocked on the door or found a little note saying that if you're looking for Lauren, call this number. So it's already late, and now it's been 5 hours. This detective still hasn't showed up to meet with the family at Lauren's apartment. So the family start doing a little investigation by themselves, and they kind of like start to, go over things in her apartment. And what they found, first of all, also I forgot to mention, according to Lauren's mother, once she found out that this is an investigation, that her daughter is, deceased, and this might be a potential, murder case, the apartment was not taped off like you normally do if this is an ongoing investigation. You normally tape off the apartment. Nothing was taped off. It was easy to come, just free come in and go. And so the family did a little search, and what they found in the bedroom was a used condom with semen inside of the condom, bloody bed sheets. They also found lubricant and a strange pill that was later identified as fentanyl. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a date rape, considered a date rape drug. And according to Lauren's family, her mother, Lauren never ever did drugs. She was on a healthy vegan diet. She was a gym rat. She loved to work out. In fact, in high school, Lauren used to run track, and later going to college, she was studying to become a physical therapist. So nutrition, health, physical health was very, very important to Lauren. And as her mother stated, that she never ever seen her or ever known about Lauren ever talking about drugs or taking any drugs. She never ever find any drugs in Lauren's possession. 2 weeks passed by, and the family still haven't heard anything from the lead detective. They, in fact, get a call from another man claiming that the lead detective on this case has basically, I don't know, jumped off the case. So now he is the new lead detective, and he's going to be taking over the case from now on. All the evidence that Lauren's family found in her apartment, they basically gave it to the police and asked them to run some tests on it. And in fact, according to the family, it was very humiliating. In order for the police to run any forensics test on the items that they found, the pill, the used condom, the lubricant, all of that, they need to take the family's DNA, basically saying that the family could easily contaminate these items, so we need your DNA first in order for us to run any sort of DNA test. So now let's talk more about who this man is that Lauren met up from Bumble. And so the man that Lauren met up, his name is Matthew, and according to his, profile status, he's single and he's 37 years old. Matthew and Lauren was speaking through Bumble for about 3 days before they decide to meet, and before Lauren basically invited him to her apartment. And I believe that this is the first time that they met in person. According to Matthew, so he basically explained that he met up with Lauren at her apartment, and they were drinking alcohol, playing some board games, I believe, and then kind of like chilling but on the couch watching a movie. And then he also claims that at some point there was a knock on the door and Lauren went to meet with someone. He claims that he's not sure who it was, but he thinks that it was her brother that she met up. And after, being gone for like about 10 to 15 minutes, according to Matthew, Lauren came back and was kind of different this time. She claims that she's feeling sick. So she went into the bathroom, and he could hear her basically throwing up in the bathroom. And then she came back and kind of apologized for her behavior, sat down next to Matthew, but then he could clearly see that she was kind of like out of it. So he carried her to the bedroom, and they both fell asleep. He fell asleep next to her with his clothes on. And Matthew claims that there were no sexual relationship between them that night. He woke up twice that night, one time around 1 a.m. To go to the bathroom. And when he came back, Lauren was next to him snoring. So he fell asleep. And then the other time he went back, woke up going like early in the morning to go use the restroom. And this time when he came back to bed, Lauren was like on her right side and she was not snoring. In fact, she was not breathing. And her right nostril was bleeding onto the bed sheet. So Matthew called 911 right away and basically reported Lauren that he needs ambulance, she's not breathing, and what have you. And according to the detectives, he was very cooperative with the police. He told his story. And yeah, like they said, he seemed like a very nice gentleman. So they let him go. They didn't, book him for further investigation. They didn't take any fingerprint, no DNA, no questionings, nothing. Just talk to him on the side, and then he was free to go. According to Lauren's brother, yes, he was at the apartment on that day on December 11th when Lauren had her date over, but her brother was there to pick up some clothes. He remembers that they were out shopping earlier that weekend. Lauren had some clothes of his, so he came there to pick the clothes up. And it was around 11:50 p.m., so it was almost midnight. And according to Lauren's brother, Lauren didn't seem she was not intoxicated. She didn't seem weird. She didn't seem anything like, she was her bubbly, funny, happy self. And according to the drugs, Lauren's brother don't do drugs. He would never give his little sister any drugs. He haven't ever seen his sister ever taking any heavy drugs or doing some sort of drugs. Till this day, the items, the used condom, the lubricant, the pill, fentanyl pill, yeah, basically all of these items haven't been forensically tested yet. And I saw a interview with now Matthew's lawyer, and they were asked if Matthew ever gave his DNA or is willing to give his DNA to the police to run the forensics. And the lawyer said no, or I can't comment on that. This case not only frustrated the family, but also social media and a lot of celebrities. And this case basically became very, very known across TikTok, Instagram, and what have you. And due to the publicity that this case got and of the basically botched investigation, the mayor, I believe 2 months ago, announced that the two officers or the two detectives, the lead detectives that were supposed to be the lead detectives on this case, have been suspended and looked into to see, basically they have an ongoing investigation against these two lead detectives. Lauren's family lawyer also strongly believed that the first detective that was supposed to be the lead detective on this case could have potentially worked together with Matthew that morning to help him cover up any potential leads. But of course, according to the police, it's not true. And according to Matthew's lawyer, Matthew has no knowledge or have not worked with the previous detectives on any cover-ups or what have you. Also, Lauren's autopsy report came out publicly, and she was first ruled as an accidental death. But then they also found not only fentanyl, but antihistamine. I hope I pronounced it correctly. But it's basically a kind of like a sleeping pill drug. Again, also classified as a date rape drug. So you basically take that pill to, kind of feel drowsy and, sleepy. And people use that to easily overpower their victim. Lauren's family is suing the police department and those two detectives for basically, neglecting and botching this whole investigation. And that's where we at in this case. Lauren, I was only 23. I don't know if I mentioned that in the beginning of this video, but she was only 23, and Matthew was or is 37. By the way, I'm 37, and when I first saw his picture, I'm like, this man is not 37. 47, yes, but 37? Anyways, so let me know what you guys think. Have you heard of this case? What do you guys think? And I'm very, very curious to know your thoughts. And of course, my heart goes out to Lauren's family. I can't imagine losing their only daughter. And according to Lauren's mother, Lauren was a very, very family-oriented girl or woman. She loved her family. She always kept in close contact. She actually was very sweet. She used to like love having mother-daughter dates. She even, because her mother worked late hours, she came home to her mother and asked her to like help her with laundry or go shopping or what have you. She loved going and doing nails together. Lauren was also very, very creative. She actually had her own YouTube channel. Fortunately, it's taking down, but as far as the glimpse that I saw, she was into hair and makeup and beauty tips. She did vlogs. She showed a little bit of her life, daily life. I think also she did some sort of true crime stories now and then. But she was very, very passionate about, living her life to the fullest. And she was dreaming of becoming a physical therapist. And feels like kind of like we have the same interest, fitness, fashion, true crime, beauty, all of that. So it's very, very sad. Of course, we don't know, and no one is guilty until proven guilty, so we can't say. But I definitely feel that Matthew has been very suspicious. I saw also an interview with Lauren's family where her brother basically spoke and said that say that you don't you're innocent, you're there just to meet a girl from Bumble, and she tragically overdosed, or she like, I don't know, like she passed away. As a person, as you don't know us, but still, like a common courtesy, you would contact the family yourself and basically say that, hey, yeah, I was the last person to see your daughter. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry for your loss. Is there anything I can do? Here's my number, contact, or just like show some sort of human respect. And the fact that he still haven't voluntarily given his DNA, like, if you, in my opinion, if you are innocent, I will be like, here, what you need, fingerprint, there you go, saliva, DNA, here, this is my DNA, take it. I have nothing to do with it. I was just innocently there, meeting my date, and this tragic thing happened. So I don't know. It's yeah, very suspicious. Another thing that I also want to point out before I close on this case today is that Bumble reached out to Lauren's family with condolences, and they also claimed that they have reached out to Bridgeport Police Department, basically saying that if you guys need any further, need to do any further investigation, we can help you with information, what have you. I don't know, maybe pulling some records between Lauren and Matthew, conversations, what have you. But so far, according to Bumble, the police, the Bridgeport, Connecticut police haven't reached out back to Bumble. So that is it for today's case, my loves. If you do leave comments, please make sure they are nice comments, because you never know who's reading and watching this video. As always, I appreciate you guys to take your time out of your busy schedule to spend your few minutes with me. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Like, share. That means the world to me, because, I'm a small channel, and that's how you guys make me, grow in this big ocean of YouTubers. So a little thumbs up goes a long way, and I appreciate you guys always. And as I always say, take care of yourself, stay safe. Till then, my darlings, see you guys next Friday. Ciao, cacao.